Tyson perhaps doesn't get the credit he should get because of his background and his heritage and his...
Well, listen, it goes without saying, doesn't it? Listen, if Anthony Joshua had gone the same route as Tyson Fury, he'd be having tea with the Queen every night. You know, Tyson, English champion, All-Ireland champion, British champion twice, Commonwealth champion, European champion, WBC Intercontinental champion, IBF contest, 24-0, and beat good men, not knockovers like the rest of these men are getting, you know. Because let it be what it is. I'll speak straight from the heart, mate. Anthony Joshua's a talented man, but in my eyes, he didn't win the Olympic gold medal. It was in Britain, he never got it abroad. To me, he lost to the Cuban. But that's by and by. That's boxing, we can accept all that. But why give a man more credit than a man who's actually worked hard for something? And Tyson's worked hard for where he is today. He's fought people at the best. Derek Chisora, one of the best fighters in the world today, still is. He beat him in his prime. He was unbeaten at the time. Who'd ever fight Steve Cunningham? A fellow who'd been a two-time world champion and go in his own backyard and do it. You'll never see the Anthony Joshuas, you'll never see the Dillian Whites, you'll never see anybody taking chances like that. Deontay Wilder, he's had a title given to him. You know what I'm saying? This kid's worked hard, tooth and nail for what he's got. He's come up the hard way, even in the amateurs. He was neglected in the amateurs and he poured his heart out for this mongrel race, this island in the middle of the ocean. This postage stamp was worthless. You know what I'm saying? It's dumping ground for the world. Let me tell you about it. He's given his all for this country. And what's he got in return? I hope you die, you pikey bastard, on the 24th of October. What's that about? You know what I'm saying?
Those are the words of John Fury. Now, first of all, forgive me. These videos are supposed to go out sooner. But we're counterpunching nonetheless. And John Fury states that because he is a traveler, he doesn't get the credit, or his son doesn't get the credit that he deserves. And if Anthony Joshua had gone down the same route as Tyson Fury, he'd be having tea with the Queen. Okay. First of all, speaking of the Queen, he did meet the Queen. So, you know, I don't know if Tyson Fury ever meet the Queen or not. I didn't hear it. I'm not saying he didn't, but I haven't heard it, right? But I know Anthony Joshua did. However, he's saying that Tyson Fury worked hard for what he has, okay? And that's true. That's absolutely true. He has worked hard for what he has, but he does it in spots, okay? So he doesn't do it consistently. That's Tyson Fury's main kryptonite. He's not consistent. Yes, he beat Vladimir Klitschko. Yes, he went to his own backyard and beat Vladimir Klitschko. Steve Cunningham, he's right. He did beat him in his own backyard. Okay, he came over to fight Deontay Wilder in his backyard. He's the backyard dog. I get it. But he was saying he beat Derek Chisora. Okay, he did beat an undefeated Derek Chisora. He did. He was the first one to do it. That counts for something. But the problem is, as you guys know, okay, and as you guys should know, that beating a guy for the first time, it only holds true merit if no one else is able to do that. If no one else is able to repeat that process, then you stand out because you share that win with nobody. Okay, so Derek Chisora, when he got beat by Takam, Dillian White, you know what I mean? Guys like that. David Hay, okay? When he got beat by those guys, that win isn't as credible because now people know, yeah, I beat him too, and what? You know what I mean? And then you ask yourself, Anthony Joshua, he said, well, hey, don't give somebody credit that they really don't deserve. You know, he feels that Anthony Joshua really didn't win the Golden Olympic. And he said he was beat by the Cuban. Now, what I'll do, I'll put a poll on community and ask you guys what you think about that, and then we'll go live sometime next week after we got enough votes, okay? But, you know, because that's a whole totally different topic. But then you ask yourself a question between the two guys, Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury. What win is more credible? Beating an undefeated Derek Chisora that has now, 9 losses, I believe? Or beating an undefeated Dillian White that only has 1 loss to this day? That's the question you ask yourself. Okay, Steve Huntingham, he was already beaten. You know, he was already beaten by Tyson Fury. Beat him by the time Tyson Fury fought him. Okay, but he was a good fighter. Vladimir Klitschko was the superior primary win in his career, but that was 5 years ago. Okay, was it an upset? Yes, it was an upset. You know, everybody. I didn't think that Tyson was going to do it, but he did it. He showed people that he can do it. And that may be something special about Tyson Fury. But to say he doesn't get the credit he deserves because he's a gypsy. Let's put it another way. Let's look at it like this. What if Tyson Fury would have beat the guys that Anthony Joshua beat? What if he already beat a Dillian White? What if he already beat he already beat Vladimir Klitschko, Dillian White, you know, who else do we have? Yeah, he beat Takum, but that was a stand-in for Kubrat Pulev. You know, Anthony Joshua beat Joseph Parker, beat Charles Martin. Now, these guys had belts. All these were belt holders. Okay. Now, Charles Martin, he only has 2 losses. He's lost to Joshua, and he's lost to Adam Kaunaki. Okay, so his record ain't terrible, but like he was probably one of the lowest end champions. You know what I mean? Forgive me, I'm under the weather. So, but as far as Joseph Parker, it was a chess match, you know. But he has some signature wins under his belt, and you always have to keep in mind the amount of fights that Anthony Joshua had, and he did it so fast. Okay, so. And he's saying, hey, well, Dillian White or Anthony Joshua wouldn't want to take risk like Tyson Fury did. Well, I mean, Vladimir Klitschko was the creme de la creme. Deontay Wilder, a lot of people thought he already beat Deontay Wilder. He beat Deontay Wilder officially February. But at the end of the day, it's like, okay, you have Vladimir Klitschko, Deontay Wilder. But bringing up Derek Chisora now, it's a win, but... And at the time, it was a signature win, but it doesn't really hold as much merit now. You know what I mean? And I've heard this newfound discrimination against, you know, the traveler, the gypsies. You know, I've seen snatch and stuff like that, you know, pikers and all this, that, and the other. But I don't really know if Tyson Fury doesn't get the respect. Why? Because UK fans came over here to support him. Okay, I remember the first Deontay Wilder fight. There were Tyson Fury fans there in the crowd, not really Deontay Wilder fans. So they came over to support him. Plus, the Americans love him. Okay, so the Americans love him here. He fights in America. He has an American contract, right? So, you know, I don't see that, well, he might get discriminated maybe over there, okay, because I've heard the stories, right? But over here where the contract is signed, sealed, delivered, I'm not sure about the next fight, right? The fourth fight with, the third fight with Deontay Wilder, but his fourth fight on his ESPN contract, he has fans here now, okay? So he's getting respect over here, and he's fighting in people's backyard. And I think now it's finally paid off, right? But it's quite interesting to hear John Fury say that. And he did say Anthony Joshua's a good fighter or whatever, you know. But then if you have a fighter like Dillian White and you say you don't want to fight him, that makes you scratch your head like, okay, well, he's one of the top fighters. In fact, Tyson Fury's top 5 is Dillian White. So if you're going to do anything, you want to fight the top 5 to show that you are the best. Okay? But anyway, I just think that Tyson Fury, he needs to stay consistent. If he stays consistent and he does and he completes his task as planned, there will be no doubt about it that he's the best in the world. But he has to beat these other fighters to prove it. Otherwise, we can't say he's discriminated against or what so have you, but it is what it is, you know. But those are the words of John Fury. You guys tell me what you think about his comments. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.